I'm Gyro. Welcome to the wash. Today we're going to go and scratch out in a dry gully and see if we can get some good colour. I'm loaded up with a good supply of water. I've got the gold wheel, which I'm going to explain to you all about how the gold wheel works. This is a ripper of a machine. Best classifying and gold capturing machine in Australia ever been manufactured. Now, I've got some likely weapons, a couple of pans, a good supply of buckets, and come with me and let's go down and get some gold. So here we have a brand new gold wheel of fortune, straight off the production line, fresh, never been used. So we're just going to break this bad boy in, and the way you get started is you simply fill them up with water. So this unit will take around about 100 litres of water, and once we've filled that up, that'll give us a few hours of good solid prospecting time. There you have it, 100 litres of water. All right, now let's get down to the dirty and get some gold. Okay, I've chosen this spot here because of, I can see exposed bedrock and a little drop off. This is where we took the test from, and we've got a couple of little flake fine flower colours. Now we could choose any spot at this junction. There would be good gold here. So what we're going to do is we're going to process that now through the gold wheel of fortune and show you a full operation and how easy this machine is to operate for anybody. Right, what I've got with me today is a full-size large Garrett pan. Now typically if I was going to go down to a dam or a creek and pan that off, that would take me a good 10 or 15 minutes to get through down to the fines and concentrates at the bottom and see what I've got gold. Now let me show you that, and I'm not joking, I'm not the fastest pair in the world. All right, I'm not the slowest either, but that would take me to do a thorough job about 10 to 15 minutes. Some people can smash these down in 3 or 4 minutes, but that's not me. But what we're going to do is show you how fast, how quick we can get through a full-size Garrett pan. That's about 2-3 solid shovel loads of gravel, with gold bearing gravel. Let's go. Cleans the big rock straight away. Clean rock, just go. You want to check your piles later on in case you missed a nice right one. That screen is now empty and all the materials moved into the box. So now we're going to agitate, again anti-clockwise, agitate them, get the gold falling right to the bottom. Every now and then you get a little rock jam. Right, that's nice and agitated, 1 or 2 revolutions is enough. Now I'm going to go in a clockwise direction and skim the top level like so. What that'll do is make room for the next pan. Right, how do we go for time, Seth? 1 minute and 22 seconds. So here we go again. And we'll agitate that around. And as you can see, it cleans the material really good. And I can operate this with 2 fingers. You can try and classify material with 2 fingers and a thumb. And a thumb. There's your material, nice and clean. You can discard that. Yeah, that's your overburden. So we've got a 12mm minus screen or a 1/2 inch minus screen for our American friends. So then we're going to agitate. Again, agitate all the material so that we're actually breaking all the bits and pieces down. And I normally do about 1 or 2 revolutions, and then I do a full scoop like so. And that'll just sweep all the material off the top layer of the collection dish down into the barrel. And then it's a case of wash, rinse and repeat. And you keep doing that, and it's as easy as that. All right, I'm going to load up this this screen, the Gold Wheel of Fortune, for my 11-year-old daughter, to show you how easy anyone at any age can operate these. It doesn't matter whether you're 6 or 60 or 80, it does not matter. I've designed this to be user friendly so that it doesn't fatigue the end user. I've deliberately set the unit up at waist height. Now this stops a lot of bending of the back. As you know, any of you have panned for a considerable amount of time, at the end of the day the back aches. This is at waist height so that you don't bend the spine. Also, I use buckets, I half fill them so that I'm not fatiguing my body. That way I can pan and use this all day long, all week long if I need to. Now, I'm going to invite Olivia up to have a go at the Gold Wheel of Fortune and display how quickly an 11-year-old can get through some good gold bearing wash. The Gold Wheel of Fortune is a great addition to your prospecting kit. A friend has just walked into camp and has been out detecting this morning, and he's brought in a nice little piece for everyone to see. 3.6 gram nugget. This is what it's all about. Get out there and go detecting, get a few bits and pieces, come back to camp and wash out a few pans of gravel in the creek. Right? You can't beat it. Sometimes, if you're down on your luck with the detector, if you're in a gold bearing creek, you're guaranteed to get gold with the Gold Wheel of Fortune. Another benefit of the Gold Wheel of Fortune is that because it doesn't require a petrol motor or any electrical equipment or generators or anything to recover your gold, it becomes the best day in the office because you get to spend your time outdoors and you can hear all the natural sounds of the bush. And even better, nobody knows where you are. You're just down there by yourself, enjoying your surrounds in peace and quiet. Now, we've been operating for about half an hour with the Gold Wheel of Fortune, and we actually haven't lost any water. There's been some spillages over the edge as we've gone, but what we've found is that we haven't had to top up the level of water because the material that's going over the edge into the barrel is replacing the water that we've lost. Now, if you want to check what level the material is building up to, you can get a very sophisticated measuring tool. We call them a stick, and stick that down the side and find out until you hit the gravels. So we're about 1/5 of the capacity of the barrel in half an hour. So that suggests to me we're going to get a good couple of hours, a good 2 or 3 hours of processing material with the Gold Wheel of Fortune, all right, which is a good run, and all it requires 100 litres of water. So if you're in a gold bearing gully or creek, especially for those people up in far north Queensland and outback Queensland, outback WA, a lot of the dry gullies out in those areas have never been touched. Never been touched. So every bit of gold is lying in those gullies is still there to today. Now, you'd be absolutely mad not to have a Gold Wheel of Fortune with your detecting outfit so that you can go out on the really hot days you can't detect in the stifling heat, get some samples under an awning in the shade and process out some material and get some more gold. Another thing I was thinking about is all those dry blowing heaps out in WA. Imagine if you just pull up alongside one of those and just process for there'd be power of gold in those things. Righto, we've come to the point where we have to do a clean out because the unit is full and it's full up to the top. So we need to do a clean out. Also, the water is getting soupy, which means that your gold loss is going to start to occur when it's soupy because the water will provide a surface tension. Your fine flaky gold or very microscopic gold will float. You can use detergent or a non-foaming carpet shampoo, but just make sure it's biodegradable. If it's safe to ingest and you don't have to be rushed to hospital, it's safe to use in the environment. So read the MSDS. For those of you who don't know what MSDS is, it's a material safety data sheet that comes with each product. Read it, and if it's non-toxic and non-poisonous, it's safe to use in the environment. And you can add a little bit and that'll break the surface tension of the water, and you'll be able to, your fine and flaky gold will sink and get tattered. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a cleanup. So what I want you to do is I want you to come closer and have a look at things. So as I take each level of the gold wheel apart, you can see how we can do a cleanup. To do a cleanup with the gold wheel of fortune, and this is a good opportunity to see the workings of underneath and how the magic occurs here, we simply just remove the two handles. Simply, they can back up. When you're in transport, they can just sit in the top tray. So remove those. Now we're going to take out the mesh screen first, the classifying mesh. Yeah. There's nothing there. A piece of gold will jump out at you. We've got a lot of ironstone and slate and other minerals here. A nice bit of yellow gold will jump out at it, so I'm just going to discard that. So there's the first tier level, our classifier. Then there's a little washer which we've got to hold on to. Then we take out the second tier, all right? And this is the funnel shape that funnels all the material into the center. It's very soupy now. So and then underneath that you can see the agitators that I was been talking about throughout the presentation, and here is the blade that used to sweep off the top layers of your pan. All right, for you seasoned panners, you will know, you new beginners, there's plenty of panning tutorials on YouTube, so you can find out more information if you want to find out about panning on YouTube. So that's the second layer. So that leaves us down to the pay dirt. All right, so we want to, there's another washer here, so I'm just going to put him aside, and then I'm going to remove this unit. Now we're full, so it's going to be a little bit of an effort. So we remove this, all right, and there it is. There's our pay dirt. Now, if you have a look at the underneath of the shape of the thing, it's got a collection tray where my hand is. All right, that's where all our gold is. We're going to have to capture that. So if we go over to this tub, we've got I just stick it in there. So what I'm going to do, if you bear with me, is I want to screen all of that off, and I'm going to put all that in there. All right, so hang tight. I'll just go get some water. All right, I have 6 of these with my prospecting kit. It took me 5 to fill up the gold wheel of fortune drum, and I've got 1 spare for a cleanup. All right, so I'm going to fill up the bucket because it's just easier to operate out of a bucket. Okay, So when you're in a dry goldfield, obviously water is your most critical component, hence why I've poured the jerry can of water into a bucket so that I can be efficient with the usage. Alright, we're down to the business end here, and as you see it's a lot more solid. That's why we need the prongs from the second tier level and what they do is they really dig into these under when it's submerged in water and really breaks it up, and all the gold flows into the bottom of this collection dish. Now the angle of the slope, gold doesn't want to go uphill, so it'll just stay there. It won't travel uphill and over this edge, and by the agitation makes it all sink to the bottom. So this is where we get paid, right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to empty that into the classifying screens, right, and then we're going to classify these off and then pan them. All right, there we go. We've cleaned, that's a cleanup of the gold wheel of fortune. What I'm using is two classifier screens. One's a 1/8 down the bottom and a 1/4 inch, or 3mm and 6mm if you're here in Australia. We work in metric, whereas the US patriots work in imperial. So we're just going to classify all of that material out like so, and we'll work down, and I'll get some material to pan out in a second. Just bear with me. Right, I'm going to tip this out on the ground because I've got a friend here with a metal detector, so I'm going to get them to run over that. That'll save us some panning time. If the detector will find anything that won't go through there. So we're getting down to the last bits of the 1/8 minus, and I'm just checking the backwash a little bit. I've speed panned this down. It's taken me probably about a minute to get down to this level. So what we want to do is want to see if we've got any granular size, or what would you call, oh look at that, hang on, I just saw something. Where did it go? I just saw something. Alright, there. Whoop. Oh, I lost him again. There he is. Bingo. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to put him in the jar straight away while we look for some other. I'll just have another squiz and see if there's any other nice little. I'm not going to throw this material out just yet. I wouldn't mind running that through a gold cube or a cleanup concentrate item like a gold cube or a gold wheel. We'll do a video at some stage on those. Alright, so now it leaves us with the fine concentrates, but I've still got my nice little picker. That's a good sign and some reward for the last 2 hours of work that we've done. Alright, stay tuned, we'll go through the next lot. Alright, we're going to clean off the 1/8 minus, 3mm minus, and simply just, you can pour that into a pan. Alright, we're down to the business end now. We've got the fine concentrates to clean up. We're going to do a quick pan up and see if we can find any coarser gold in our works today. I've moved up closer to, I found a warm spot. I've got a bucket of water next to me, and we'll just get all that and agitate it down and try and work all the golds into the gold into the bottom. We're down to the final pan off. It took me some time because it was so thick and it had a lot of black sands and a lot of ironstone. And here are the results. Some of this is so fine and flaky, it's like unbelievable. I know I've lost a lot into my concentrates buckets, which I'm going to clean up with another device. We'll do a video on that at some other time, but that's basically a couple of hours worth of work. I don't know the weight. I'll have to clean it up and give you an update. Look at that. That's just awesome. Oh, there's a nice little chunky bit, and we got that nice little chunky bit earlier. So there's some good pieces there. The camera girl has advised me that we've only got about 5% left on our phone to film. I'm Gyro from The Wash. Thank you for spending the time with us this afternoon and with our introduction to the Gold Wheel of Fortune, a new product that is being released into Australia. And we want to thank you, and hopefully we see you out there in the goldfields. Like, share and subscribe our channel, please, because we've got so much more that we want to share with you in both experience and areas to prospect in Australia. I'll see you out there in the goldfields.